Daddy was the producer.
What's going on, guys? Aaron Queen City Bullies checking in. As you can see, we just out here with Majesty and Miss Piggy going for a nice little walk. As you can see, man, I done got them nice and tired. We just out walking through this little area right here. As y'all know, man, they got everything shut down, so it ain't too much activity going on. We just out here passing through, getting them some exercise before we go back in the house. Wifey making dinner, so when I get home, I ain't gotta worry about them being all riled up. They'll go right to their little areas and lay down. And that's a good thing about this breed, man. I wouldn't say it's a working breed. It's more of a show breed, in my opinion. I know they come from working dogs, but for the most part, we done bred the prey drive out of the dog. Come on. So if you work these dogs out, man, they pretty much couch potatoes at the end of the day. You know, give them their daily exercise, and then, man, after that, they just be chilling for the most part. And that's what I love about the breed, that and the look. I mean, I can never get too much American Bully. You know what I'm saying? When I look at these dogs, man, you know, I fall in love all over again each time. I absolutely love the structure on Majesty. As you see, she just look at her, man. She muscled up. She's correct. She's short. She compact. You know what I'm saying? She got tight feet. What's not to love about her? You know what I'm saying? And then Miss Piggy here. She's short and compact. Micro Bully. Beautiful dog. Miss Piggy. She got beautiful eyes. You know, I'm just in love, man. I'm in love with what I see. I love these dogs. I love the breed. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. I know you take losses with dealing with these dogs. You definitely take losses. You know, I had a good friend of mine, somebody who I've been talking to back and forth over the last couple months. You know, he had a situation arise to where his dog's not seeing he's not seeing his male's testicles drop, and the dog just reached about 7 months or so. And he hit me up and asked me, you know, what does that exactly mean? Usually the dog's nuts will drop around 6 or 7 months. And I was telling him, you know, there could be a chance that he might not be able to reproduce, you know, with him not having a sack or whatever. So he was pretty upset about it, and you know, mentioned that, you know, he mentioned that he'd been taking quite a few losses dealing with these dogs, and, you know, I can understand that. You know, I've definitely taken my share of losses dealing with this breed, and it's something that comes with this breed. You know, this is a designer breed, so, you know, it just comes with the territory, man. I've taken my share of losses. As you guys know, I've lost litters of pups. I've also lost, you know, the mother to pups in labor. Come on, don't go in there. I've also, come here, come to me. I've also lost the mother of pups in labor, so we've definitely taken our fair share of losses. I've had dogs get parvo. Luckily, I was able to save a dog who caught parvo $1,500 later, you know. And then, I mean, shoot, we had a dog get a prolapse. A female had a prolapse. A prolapse is basically when your female is coming into heat and her private area basically turns inside out. So as you know, like when they go in the heat, they swell up anyway and they bleed. They swell up pretty nicely and they'll start to bleed. Well, in the case of like a prolapse, like I said, the private area is basically like turned inside out. So you can see the insides on the outside, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a pretty thing to see. If you had that happen to you, my advice would be, come on, to get the dog fixed. I know when it happened to me, I talked to several different breeders. And they pretty much all said to me that you can still breed the dog, being that they had a prolapse. But for myself, my vet who I went to, I had a reverse the prolapse. Basically, reversing the prolapse meaning going in and putting her private area back on the inside, so it's back to normal. And they did that for me, but they told me, I recommend you get the dog fixed. This ain't a dog that you want to breed. I hear that it's hereditary, that it's something that you can breed into your pups. This way. Come on. So if you like me, I keep dogs out of each breeding with the hopes to further my program. And if I'm keeping dogs out of each breeding and those dogs have known issues like a prolapse, or male dogs, who nuts aren't dropping, things like that, that's not something that I want to breed into my program, even though it's not, detrimental or life-threatening to the dog itself. But as a breeder, come on, this way, reproducing dogs and bringing life into the world, I don't want to personally be bringing dogs into the world that I know have flaws, that I know have defects, that I know have issues, because I know personally, I plan on breeding for a long time. I've been breeding for 4 years. I can see myself breeding dogs 20, 30 years from now. This ain't something that I just plan on doing, and getting out of quick for a buck or whatever like that. So, I personally try to be cautious about different things like that, what I'm putting into my program. If I do a breeding and I don't feel like the breeding was a success, meaning that, because in every breeding that I do, I look at the goods and the bads in my dog and I try to fix anything that might be wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I got a dog with a high rear, I'm not gonna breed to another dog with a high rear. If I got a dog that's feet is easty-westy, I'm not gonna breed to another dog with easty-westy feet. And also I'm not gonna inbreed to that look, because I know inbreeding is doubling down on the good as well as the bad. So if I got dogs with high rears, easty-westy feet, anything that you consider a flaw, underbites, all of those different things, I'm gonna go in the direction of trying to correct that more so than trying to double down on it with an inbreeding. So I definitely wouldn't inbreed a dog that's got noticeable flaws. I do plan on breeding tight with this Majesty blood. I got a daughter off of her. I plan on keeping a son off of her next breeding, possibly. If I can get a son off of her, I'll probably breed them two together. They'll have the same mother, different fathers. It'll be a half sister, half brother breeding if I do decide to do something like that. But I know with Majesty, she's very clean, very correct. Her blood is not super tight. She's made up off an outcross. So her top half of her pedigree is Crunk Juice and Dax, and at the bottom is Razor's Edge. So I know that she's not bred too tight to where if I go and inbreed to her, or line breed to her rather, then I shouldn't run into complications. If I double up on her, I wouldn't be mad. I'm not gonna say that she's a perfect dog, but the flaws that I notice on her, to me, are minor things. You know, something that I feel like a minor tweak could fix. Now with these more so micro dogs that I have, I'm just honestly getting into these dogs. I produced her. She would be my first micro production. So when I go to breed her sisters, I'm gonna be studying my productions to see what it is that I'm getting out of them, and to see what my plan's gonna be for the next generations to come. Because even though I plan ahead, you know, I haven't planned that far ahead yet as far as, you know, who I'm gonna breed their puppies to. I do know that I'm considering, since I got Miss Piggy and her sister Royal and her other sister Starfire, that it's a good chance that when I do go to breed them, I might do something similar to what I'm doing with Majesty. And the reason why I think that would be good is because even though they sisters, Miss Piggy and Starfire, they half sisters, so they got the same daddy but different mothers. So if I take half sisters and breed them to two different studs and then keep puppies out of that, you know, I'm breeding close, but I'm not breeding too close to where I will get myself in trouble. Because what I'm personally trying to do is not continue this scatter breeding that I feel that a lot of people are doing. You know, I wouldn't say there's nothing wrong with scatter breeding outside of the lack of the consistency. And basically with this breed being, look at her, just dead tired. That's how you want to keep them, y'all. With her, with these dogs being as young as they are, this breed ain't even what, let's see. This breed is what, 20, maybe 25 years old. It was founded like in the late 90s. So the breed's not old at all, you know. So that consistency hasn't really been developed. That's why when you look at my dogs and you look at your dogs, they different. They look so different. They still, you know, fall under that American bully, but why does your dogs look so much different than mine if they're American bullies? And that's what I'm trying to fix. I've seen yards breeders that have been doing this for a while, and they got 10 or 15 dogs on their yard, and they all favor each other. They all look the same. When you look at these two dogs, now I know y'all gonna say, oh, American bully ain't a micro bully, but man, they basically come from the same thing. You're looking at their pedigrees, the same dogs that's in her pedigree is the dogs that's in her pedigree. And I know some of y'all gonna say, oh, a lot of these dogs is paper hung, but at the end of the day, man, these dogs should look like each other, you know. Even if I go and get another standard or a pocket bully out of my own yard, they're not gonna favor each other like that, you know. She's trying to get this toy. Majesty got that drive, y'all. She got that drive. Miss Piggy ready to lay it down. Majesty ready to roll. Come on. Woo! So yeah, man, I'm definitely trying to bring in that consistency in my program, you know. Bring in that, come on. Gotta bring that consistency in to where every dog is looking. I ideally want them to look like mama, like Majesty, you know. When she walks, she glide. Look at her, you know. Structure on point, you know. Everything. Let me grab you. Since we getting out here by this main road, come on, pig. You know, everything is right there where you want it to be. Man, I forgot I got this ice cream in the car. Let me get something back to the car, man. Oh, shit. But yeah, guys, I don't want to make the video too long. Plus, I got to get back. I forgot I bought some ice cream for the fam. Hopefully it ain't melted. But anyway, I'm going to get back to y'all on the next one. I'm out. If you haven't checked out my last videos, make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. And while you're doing that, you might as well go ahead and hit that notification bell so that way you can be updated with all our uploads, man.